Boy, these equipment people, these equipment people. They fiddle, 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 fiddle.
Okay, do a test again.
Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Test.
Okay. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Ham radio or amateur radio, both the same. As a hobby goes back a long way with me. In fact, approximately 50 years. Even as a young boy, I was interested in radios or electronics, and of course, then in military service associated with radar equipment, and afterwards studied electrical engineering, which furthered the hobby of. Well aware of that. How long did you say this is going to take?
Not long. Okay, do one more test.
Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Test, test. Test, test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, start again when you're saying it takes a lot of skill and. Well,
It doesn't take a lot of skill or even a lot of knowledge concerning electronics to be a ham radio operator. It does make the hobby much more interesting if some study is done in the electronic field. There are 3 levels of license, and nowadays the code requirement's only 5 words per minute. The equipment for the hobby of ham radio can range anywhere from a few dollars to many thousands of dollars, and equipment nowadays is designed to give better reception even on weak signals than ever before. So it makes it very easy to make contacts local with other ham radio operators, or even to make contacts with ham radio operators worldwide. One interesting thing about talking with ham radio operators over the world, you find English-speaking ham radio operators in, I suppose, every country in the world. And there are a number of bands in use on ham radio, and the use of those bands vary with the time of the day, of course, and atmospheric conditions. It's a very, very interesting hobby. It's open to all ages, from the very youngest to the very oldest. And it also has a useful benefit in providing communications in the community and worldwide, for that matter, in times of major disasters. Even in our modern day communications, during many of the disasters, the modern day communications are wiped out or disabled, so that ham radio operators provide the communications needed. Ham radio operators furnish their own equipment. They do their own training. They have nets that meet occasionally to provide experience in handling what we call traffic, which is messages handled by ham radio. It does require an FCC license. It has to be renewed occasionally, periodically. And no charge can be made for any service that ham radio operators provide. Many schools have ham radio stations located in the schools, and classes, many times the classes are taught by local ham radio operators.
Okay, let me stop you there. Now, say something more like, say a little like something like personal about it, like what, like how you, like when was the first time you first started doing it, and just, and about years here, you know, and just how, you know, what you use it for, just to Brent, just like stuff.
There are many programs, you might say, that are active within ham radio in which operators can be involved. The first equipment that I had was a rebuilt World War II equipment, in which would operate only on code, and I used that for a year or two before acquiring equipment that in which used a microphone and voice. At the present, the local county amateur radio club meets once each month to discuss topics that pertain to ham radio and how we relate to the local Red Cross and other disaster units. We also participate in drills that have to do with a drill pertaining to a chemical spill or a disaster of some type. We have a net, we called it a, and we use this as experience in handling messages for disaster periods. Also, I listen and operate on other bands. One interesting part of ham radio is that you make contact with people you've worked with in years past and maintain your contact with them through ham radio, and that I do also. But as I've said, it's a very interesting hobby and open to all ages, boys, girls, and men and women. It does require some antennas being installed in the yard near your house in order to get the coverage that you'd like on the various bands that are available to ham radio operators. We also maintain, in many cases, generators for emergency power, batteries and solar equipment to furnish power for emergency situations. And our equipment is somewhat portable, in most cases is portable, which means it can be unplugged, disconnected, and carried to other locations where there are disasters and operated from a portable or mobile standpoint. That's about it.
That's great. That's great. Okay, turn it on. Now, let's see. Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna shoot it right now.
And there's a certificate up there from the state of Alabama that might really interest us. Whether it's this junk up here, you know, certificates and all that, or not, but you know.
Okay, just take take that sheet off now.
equipment turned on?
Which is the first knob that you turn on? Like which?
Right here, this turns it on.
Okay. All right, turn it off. Okay, when I wave my hand, just reach up and turn it on. Now turn it off again.
You want a sound on there? You want me to turn the station so you can hear a voice?
Yeah, in just a second. But get these shots. Things coming on. Okay, turn it on. Okay, now let's see. Get it on a channel or something with noise on it and when you call, like when you call out, what do? You just say K4BTR or
Well, CQ, which is Hello in Ham Radio,
okay.
and then give my call.
Everybody's trying to make a buck, but they can't. They have to work in there, and they have to file and pattern with the FCC before they get their license over. Yeah, you know what they're doing here. Stop and eat, and that's what was really over with Jericho. You get to Warsaw, you've got it. You've used it all,
Okay, when I wave my hand, lean into that position and just make a call, just like what you usually do.
And I won't actually operate the equipment because it's not tuned,
Okay.
but I can say the words for that matter.
Okay, yeah. Just when I wave my... Wait a minute, sit just like that for a second. Let's see. Okay, when I wave my hand, just back up first and then lean in and just act like you're making a call. Okay.
CQ, CQ, CQ. CQ, CQ, this is K4BTR calling. CQ, 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 this is K4BTR calling and listening.
Okay.
This guy was going to ask me, and I was going to give our view of ham radio. And the guy that owned the station was amazed to find out that I had 1,000 watts, and he only ran 200. There you go. Now, oh, guess what? I heard today the FCC is going to change the format for 11 meters. There's going to be some big changes down there. They're jerking lots of rigs away from people right now. And there you go. That's the format. You're ripping it off. I didn't suppose they'd pay any attention to